everyone, it's Elena and I'm back with another video, and today I'm doing a Q&A because the last time I did a Q&A on my channel there were about 43,000 less people on this channel. So yeah, I know some of you guys have questions, so let's do it. I asked you guys for your questions on Instagram and I'm just going to try to get through as many as I can, so let's get started. How are you? I'm actually really good. For me, this situation isn't too difficult in terms of just having to stay home because I pretty much stay home all the time anyway. I've been social distancing, well, forever. So it's not that hard for me. But I know it's hard for a lot of people and I obviously don't want the situation to continue. This is a horrible situation to be in. But for me personally, it's honestly not difficult because I've been a social distancer for life. I'd love to know your hair secrets. I don't do anything special, it's really just normal shampoo and stuff. But if you guys are interested in the product, I wrote a blog post about it a little while ago. If you guys are interested, I'm going to link it in the info box below for you guys. But yeah, the only reason my hair is this long is because I couldn't really find a hairdresser in Hong Kong at the time who had experience with cutting curly hair and whom I could afford. So I just didn't really cut it for 2 years. It's not a great strategy because yeah, your hair isn't very healthy after that. But the reason I did it is because if you don't have experience of curls and you cut them while they're wet, it can be that once they dry, one side is here and one side is here, and that's just not the look I was going for. So that's why I only let people who have cut curly hair before cut my hair, because yeah, it does take some experience. When is your birthday? 21st of December 1999. What's your favorite thing to watch on Netflix lately? I don't have a favorite thing to watch on Netflix lately because Netflix and I have gone our separate ways. It was difficult, but yeah. I cancelled my Netflix subscription because I just felt like it might make me more productive, so I wanted to give it a try, and honestly it has. Because I feel like I was watching a lot of Netflix whenever I didn't know what to do with myself, and watching TV makes me sort of brain tired, if that makes sense. It's like when I read a book and then I go back to working, my brain is still more active, whereas after watching a TV show I'm so much more tired. I think it's just because it's a more passive thing to do. So I cancelled my Netflix subscription and my Amazon Prime subscription, and honestly I haven't looked back since. I don't regret it at all. The last thing I watched was Tiger King. I quite liked it, but yeah, no Netflix for me anymore. Have you ever considered quitting YouTube because of hate or another matter? Stay safe, love you. Oh, thank you so much, stay safe too. I have considered quitting YouTube before, not because of hate comments or anything, but really just because my equipment is kind of dying, because my MacBook Pro isn't doing well, to put it like that. Yeah, it sort of, you know, needs to be woken from the dead every once in a while. So I think it is gonna die relatively soon. I did take it to the Apple Store a few times, but they can't figure out what's wrong with it. I mean, it is from 2013, so yeah, it has been on the world for 7 years, I get it. But yeah, buying a new MacBook Pro would be very expensive, and I'm just not sure if I'm willing to spend that much money on a hobby, because it's about 4,000 to 5,000 euros. That is a lot of money for me, and I can't justify it in the sense of needing it for my studies as well or anything. I have a MacBook, but it isn't really there for editing, and I used to edit my videos on my normal MacBook. Yeah, my MacBook wasn't doing well with that, and I can't risk losing that one. So yeah, that's definitely a reason why I've considered quitting YouTube before. And yeah, if my equipment dies, then I'll see what I'll do. But yeah, that's really the only reason why I would currently quit YouTube. Your lifestyle doesn't seem healthy. A lot of studying, no sport, not much time outside. Is that true? Yeah. Just add McDonald's and then you have the full picture. Like, I'm not kidding. This is actually what my life is like. I'm not pretending that I live the healthiest lifestyle out there. I'm just not. I'm never gonna be one of these vloggers who are vegan and who are gonna present you their avocado toast. It's not me. I might talk to you about my chicken McNuggets, but definitely no avocado toast on here. Do you speak English to your mum and your cousin if you're not vlogging? I speak German to my mum, but I speak English to my cousin. There's no reason why my cousin and I speak English to each other. We just started doing it at some point. Yeah, I don't really know why, because for both of us, our native tongue is German. But yeah, we speak English to each other. What is a drink that you're drinking during your study with me live streams? I've been getting this question a lot. It is not some secret formula that keeps you productive or anything. It's just this fruit juice. It's currant and apple juice. This is a German brand, so excuse me, the label is German. So if you're German, here you go. Otherwise, it's just apple and currant. Yeah, It's vegan. I just discovered that. I don't know why it wouldn't be vegan, but alright. So yeah, that's what I drink. I think it tastes quite good. It is a bit sugary, but I like it. Also, it's pink, so I have to like it. This is a German question, but it basically says, why did you choose to study in England and not Germany? I'm not allowed to study in Germany, and that's that, because my IB, so my high school qualification, isn't recognized in Germany as something that allows you to go to uni. Now the IB isn't generally not recognized in Germany as a qualification for university, just my IB wasn't recognized because of the subjects that I took. For example, I would have had to take German, and well, my school in Hong Kong didn't even have a German teacher, so that just was never an option, so that's why I didn't study in Germany. Are you thinking about buying a new rabbit? No. I don't think I could replace my rabbit in any way. And I don't think I'm in an emotional place where I would buy a new pet for the right reasons, because I'm just missing my old pet so much that, you know, I think I would potentially just unconsciously think that I'm basically buying a replacement. And pets are very different, they all have different characters. So I would only want to buy one when I'm not in a space where I'm trying to replace another one, because you can't do that. Why are you not using Microsoft Word instead of Pages? Also, greetings from Romania. Greetings from Germany. I don't use Word because Word confuses me so much. Like, I don't know why people use Word. I find it so inconvenient because, you know, when you insert a picture into Word, like the entire text is just kind of disintegrating and like goes to various places in your document and you're just like, what just happened? Yeah, Pages just doesn't do that to you. I don't know, I like Pages a lot more. I know that, you know, for most of uni things you need to use Word, but the great thing is in Pages you can export your document as a Word document, but you didn't have to go through the inconvenience of editing all of this in a Word document. So yeah, that's why I use Pages. Are you a Harry Potter fan? What house are you in? Yes, I definitely used to be a big Harry Potter fan, and I'm still a big fan of the books and also the movies, but I'm not so much a fan of the author retrospectively trying to change characters' sexual orientation. I just think that was uncalled for. But yeah, other than that, I still really like it. And if I had to pick a house, it would be Slytherin, because the evil appeals to me. How do you manage to balance friends and your degree? I don't. Honestly, I don't have a good balance because I probably work way too much, and I know that. But at the same time, I'm also someone who is not the most social person. So yeah, it kind of works out with my personality. And I mean, I have really great friends who, you know, just make me hang out with them. They will just show up in my room and be like, so Elena, you gotta go and see the sun. So yeah, that's really good. What is the best and the worst thing about studying in Oxford? Well, clearly the worst thing is that you're studying in Oxford. But the best thing is you can still apply to Cambridge to do a graduate degree. Do you have an unpopular opinion about something? I have an unpopular opinion about almost everything. So yeah, I think I disagree with lots of people on, you know, a lot of political topics, especially feminist topics. I am actually a feminist. I'm just a feminist who disagrees with most of the things feminists advocate for as a solution to gender inequality issues. So yeah, if you guys want to hear some of my unpopular opinions, I have a politics channel. It's called Elena Makes Sense of the World, and that's where I talk about my unpopular opinions. So yeah, it's in the info box below if you guys are interested, or you can just click on it up here somewhere. I don't know which side, but yeah. What is something that makes you really angry? Holocaust jokes. If you make a joke to me about the Nazi time or the Holocaust, yeah, you're gonna get a 10-minute lecture from me about why that is wrong. And yeah, I'm just gonna be very offended. So yeah, that's something that makes me really angry and really triggers me. Who is your role model? Oh, that's such a cliche answer, but it's my mom. Because yeah, a lot of stuff when I was young, so it's kind of like, you know, 10 years ago from my mom. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened in our lives that just wasn't great. And she went for a really rough time, but she never let that out on me. And that's something that I really appreciate, and she did everything she could to give me an amazing childhood, even though life was going really terrible for her at that point. So yeah, that's why she's my role model. Do you want to get married, and ideally at what age? No, I don't want to get married. Personally, I don't like the concept of marriage because it just is kind of tying two people together through a legal contract. And I don't think that makes your relationship more meaningful in any way. For me, a relationship is more meaningful when you're not tied to each other through such legal bonds, but instead both of you could just leave any day and you decide to stay anyway. To me, that's a more meaningful relationship. Now, of course, in a marriage you can pack your bags and leave, but you're still going to be tied to each other for at least a year probably, because yeah, you're going to be involved in litigation, and you may also lose some of your property because a judge may give it to the other party. That's just something I wouldn't want, because I would work for these things. So yeah, I know some partners, you know, obviously make sacrifices for their partners, especially when there are children in the picture. I don't want kids, so for me, that's another thing that's not really a consideration. So yeah, personally, I don't want to get married, though I do understand why some people want to get married. What books do you recommend to read? Oh, I prepared this, so let me get started. In case you need some quarantine readings, here are some books that I love. The Evils of Revolution by Edmund Burke, or Berkey, I'm not really sure how to pronounce his last name. But basically, it's an exploration of conservatism. Not in the sense that he tells you this is conservatism, but he's just a conservative who looks at the French Revolution, which takes place as he writes this letter, which turned into the length of a book. So yeah, I guess people were more invested in letter writing at the time. But basically, the reason I think this is great is because it gives you a sense of what conservative thought is actually about, because it's not just the Republican Party in the US and the Tories in the UK, you know, screaming respectively either build a wall or let's get Brexit done. There's a lot more to conservatism than that, and that isn't necessarily representative of conservatism as a political theory. So yeah, would recommend this book. Next we have two more light readings, I guess. Two poetry books, Love and Misadventure and Lullabies, both by Langleaf. Her poetry is so beautiful. I like to read these before I fall asleep. I would actually recommend buying them digitally. I have both of them on iBooks as well. Just because then I can read them with a black background while I'm in bed. I like to fall asleep like after reading some poetry, so yeah, would recommend these. I think they're so beautiful. Also, the aesthetic of these two is just amazing. I think they look gorgeous. So yeah, would highly recommend these two. And lastly, a book that I've recommended quite a few times, Keith Whittington's Speak Freely. He talks about the importance of, you know, recognizing our own liberal bias, because most universities currently have a liberal bias. And a lot of people think that it's okay when students, for example, protest conservative speakers at universities. I've had quite a few of my friends send me some petitions like that to get some speakers banned from speaking at the Cambridge Union. And he makes a point about the importance of being exposed to diverse thoughts and how universities are supposed to be places for that, but they've kind of turned into, yeah, less inclusive spaces in the sense of only certain thoughts being respected, and people who are more conservative feeling like they can't even speak up anymore. And he makes a really important point about how that actually negatively impacts our education. So yeah, if you're at university, I would highly recommend reading that book. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have another question that I didn't get to but you really want an answer to, you can always send me a message through the contact section of my blog, which is linked down below, and then I will get back to you via email. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day. Bye!